we're signing, and this is very historic, an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. This is a promise that you made throughout the campaign, and today we're keeping that promise. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin that the federal government already owns, so it won't cost taxpayers a dime. This is like a digital Fort Knox for digital gold. And premature sales of Bitcoin over the past years cost American taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value because we didn't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
Now we do. So,
And this is something you believe in fully?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole community believes in it.
Very good. And they made the promise, right?
Absolutely.
US President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Thursday to establish the country's strategic Bitcoin reserve. The order was issued just a day before his scheduled meeting with cryptocurrency executives at the White House. White House AI and crypto CISA David Sachs explained that the reserve will be funded with Bitcoin already owned by the federal government. These digital assets were forfeited in criminal or civil asset forfeiture cases. According to Sachs, this approach ensures that taxpayers will not bear any financial burden. However, the government has not yet clarified how the reserve will function or how it might benefit taxpayers. Sachs emphasized that the move aligns with Trump's previous commitments. He stated that the president had promised to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a digital asset stockpile, and this executive order fulfills those commitments. He also highlighted Trump's goal of making the US the global leader in cryptocurrency. The federal government is expected to develop a strategy to maximize the value of its Bitcoin holdings. According to the executive order, Secretaries of Treasury and Commerce have been authorized to create budget-neutral strategies for acquiring more Bitcoin. These strategies must not impose any additional costs on American taxpayers. In addition to Bitcoin, the executive order establishes a US digital asset stockpile. The stockpile will contain other digital assets that were confiscated in criminal or civil cases. A strategic reserve is a stockpile of an essential resource that governments set aside to manage supply disruptions. A Bitcoin strategic reserve follows the same principle, allowing the US government to hold and potentially release Bitcoin as needed. It is estimated that the federal government owns around 200,000 Bitcoins. However, no official audit has been conducted to verify this number. The executive order includes a directive for the full accounting of the government's digital asset holdings. In January, Trump signed an executive order to create a digital asset working group to study the feasibility of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The latest executive order formally establishes it. Sachs stated that the US will not sell any Bitcoin held in the reserve. Instead, it will be kept as a store of value, and it's like a digital Fort Knox for the cryptocurrency. Earlier this week, Trump announced 5 digital assets expected to be included in the reserve. These cryptocurrencies are Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano.